In this video, we're going to take a look at making the 4 roofs that are required for Lesson 8 on page 8-1. First thing we're going to do is we're going to open up our new file. We want New. Don't click the first thing that you get, which is Imperial Construction Template, which you worked with. We need to go search for a particular kind of program. In the Browse section, we're going to go to the default. All of these here are defaults, but for this assignment, we're going to choose plain old default. Click it, confirm, and say OK. And it'll open up our new page that we can draw on an empty canvas with elevation markers, some details, and now we're going to go ahead and switch to our elevations. You can click it here, but you can also click here. So let's do our north. Nothing is drawn, but we do have our heights as far as how high this building will be. They want, since this level would be a floor, but since we're only doing a one-story building, we're going to call this the top of masonry. And we're going to let the wall dictate whatever happens, and it's asking me if I'd like to rename the views. Okay, so it's renamed over here. You need to pay special attention. This is a small detail, and the book should tell you better. But there's a ceiling plan, level 1 and top of masonry, which is not the topic of this video. So get rid of it, not completely, but just hide it so you don't get confused. This is what you want. Floor plans, level 1. I'm going to switch to level 1. Click, and I'm back. And now I'm ready to do the work of putting the wall. I'm going to go ahead and choose Architecture, Wall. If I chose the correct template, I will have exterior brick over CMU with metal stud as one of my choices. I'll go ahead and choose it, and I'm instructed to use the view control bar at the bottom. It wants to put the detail level at medium so the material handling is visible within the walls. So when I go down here, there's two things. Visual style we've looked at. It's this one. We're going to medium. And I'll show you what that does for you once we start drawing. So let's start creating our wall. Looks like my wall is selected, so I will snap in. It wants a 40-foot length. So I'll just type that in. It wants 20-foot length. I could just click it by chance. I have it, but I could also have typed it. I like to use these inference lines, which are helpful, kind of like orthographic lines. And then I can accept. Okay. When I have this coarse setting, if I have coarse, I only see very minimal. And what I'm actually seeing is the material wall, the parts that are used. So I'll keep it at medium as the book advises. Okay, and we can also check the height. I'm working on a smaller screen, so if I did want to check the height, though, you could see that here's the unconnected height of the wall is 20 feet. And you can open this up to take a better look at it. These are elevation tags. Here, you get one for each corner. Be careful not to erase them. They're hard to retrieve. And I could have drawn this with a rectangle had I chosen to do so. Now, next thing we want to do is you're going to do the array, and you're going to use the array command to set up 4 buildings at 35 feet on center. Zoom in and make sure the brick is on the exterior side of the wall. Select the first building and then array. So we need to go to modify to get our new command. If you're stuck in an old command, you have to go to modify to start something new. So now that allows me to go into architecture, and this time I want to create a roof. But I'm ahead of myself. I have one more thing to do. I need to get select, and I need to make what's called an array. I need the other things created first. So I'll choose array, and then you get the green screen that tells different things. Move to second, and then we'll say we want 4 of them. And what other choices are we asked? Define slopes. Okay, so we're going to copy it. And we're going to come in here with the triangle at midpoint, and we're going to designate how far over. And I'm going to go ahead and type the 35 feet. And I have created my identicals with me. Select all the buildings and click ungroup. So let's reset, select all the buildings and choose ungroup. And ungroup is up here. Here's create. Okay. Let's create group. Okay. I don't see the icon they're asking for, so I'm going to keep going. I'll try it again just in case I missed it. I've create, but it looks like it's already unselected, so we'll see what happens. Now I'm going to create a hip roof. I'm going to switch to top of masonry, and not ceiling masonry, but floor plan masonry. I'm going to go architecture. I'm going to take roof. Okay, that happened too fast, so let's do it again. Let's cancel. So this is your choice. I'm going to start over. Architecture. It went too fast. Roof by footprint. Now I can do what I have to do, and this is if I accept or decline my choices. Okay, so the book says, go ahead and you get this screen to choose from. Here's where you make your slopes. Here's the 2-foot overhang. Comes into play. Extend wall to core is not chosen on this one. Okay, select each of the 4 walls one at a time. So one coming in here, one coming in here, here, and here. Okay, and make sure that you select towards the exterior side of the wall. Notice a review line when clicking. Okay, and I do see a problem here because these are not connected. But let's just try it out. Okay, so it won't. So we need to quit sketching, and we're going to discard. So those lines didn't extend over. So I need to find out why the lines are not extending. Okay, I'm going to make the first roof, and I already know there's a problem coming up, so I'm going to say roof by footprint. I'm going to lay down the track. I have slopes are defined. The overhang is 2 feet. Fit 2 in there. Make sure it sticks. 2. Okay. And I can start. You want to make sure that the line shows up on the exterior of the structure. And you can see that I do have my slope and I do have the angle. There's a special condition that's happening here. Sometimes you draw it and these will be fine, they'll connect. There's a button that's missing somewhere. But you need to have everything connect in order for a roof to work. So here's a chance for me to use my modify tool, and I'm going to come in here and choose this trim extend to corner. Because like a polyline, these have to be connected. And so I'm manually connecting these. There's a hidden button that I'm missing somewhere that will have this selected for me. I have all 4 sides, and now I have a hip roof, and I'm going to either decline it or accept it. If I made a mistake, I decline. This looks good, so I'll accept it. And I will attach the walls to the roof. I will click to check it by going to, let's say, switch to south. I'll choose my south, and I see it. So I'm very happy about that. I'll further confirm by going to my 3D. I have it. Okay, so now we can move on to the next roof. I'm going to go back, and we're going to add the next one. We're going to work on the gable roof. Go back to level 1. Here's another interesting feature. We have this. We're going to go ahead and do our architecture. We're going to do roof by footprint for the second one. Top of masonry, yes. So accept. We're going to do this. But this time, we're going to turn off these particular angles. So for the gable roof, these tools should be shut off. So I didn't do it right the first time, so let's discard it. Let's do it again. We do roof, top of masonry, and this time I will read the instructions. The two long lengths get the slope. Then I come back here and I turn off the slope for these two that have no slope marker. I still have to perform my fix until I find the way to automatically do this. I have to override it by using my modify tool. Now, two slopes, so it's going to one go that way, one go that way, nothing happens here. Is that the case? Let's accept it. I'll attach, and then I will go to that south view, and I do see it. Should I wanted to make this steeper, I can just do a pull, but that's not the goal, so let's keep going. I'll look at my 3D view. Got it. Okay, so 2 for 2 on that with a couple of mistakes that are chopped off, but let's keep going. Switch to 3D view. Now we're going to try the shed roof, one of the harder ones. Let's go to level 1, go to our third, and we're going to go for this one. We're going to switch back, top of masonry, and that's something I wasn't pushing earlier. So top of masonry shows the roof. When I just select level, no roof is shown. So I was just making a mistake, but I've recovered. I want to choose top of masonry so that I can see things. Let's go for it. Okay, so we're going to choose roof, roof by footprint. I'm going to do, okay, so this one only has one angle. So we're going to choose our slope. We're going to choose this one. To turn off the divine slope here, I'm going to add the other two that do not have an angle. I have to come in and make my own correction. The thing with Revit, if you touch something wrong somewhere, it thinks that's what you want for the rest of your life. So let me come in and try and create it again. Make sure that I'm anchoring. I want that one. Okay. There, they have to touch. Okay, so now we can see what we got. I will accept it. Yes, I will attach. And there's the angle. Now let's go to south. And I have it. It looks horrible. And maybe it's because I need to check that slope. I can go back and do the slope. So let's go back and correct the slope. All right, so let's go back to top of masonry. Let's see if we can modify this. We need to get to the modify tool. And okay, so we're going to have to make our correction in here. So good thing we have the properties bar. This is what I forgot to do. So late at night. So here we go. So now we're going to do a 312. And we're going to apply. And then we'll take a look at it. We're going to accept it. And we're going to go take a look in our south. Much better. Let's confirm this. And we're doing good. And I will leave the flat roof up to you. Thank you for tuning in.